Welcome to another episode of Treasure Corals and Happy New Year. For those of you who have been following my aquarium escapades over the past years know that I have set up a water box aquarium called Treasure Reef just under 4 years ago. It was amazing 4 years. I had a lot of fun growing coral in the system, stocking with fish. I've learned a lot. I had a lot of ups and downs, and I've documented all of it on this YouTube channel. But now the time has come to close Treasure Reef as it stands right now, and let's focus for a little bit on the system behind me. This is now the new Treasure Reef. I've been thinking for about 6 months on what to do with this aquarium, how to call it, what I'm going to keep in it, and I figured that this is going to be my new Treasure Reef, and I'm starting it with some of the corals from my other system. This clam is also from that system. It's a bit more SPS dominated, so hard coral dominated reef, and I think the name is appropriate. I couldn't come up with anything better, and I think now this is my new Treasure Reef. However, the old aquarium is not going anywhere. I'm just completely rethinking everything about it. The aquascape, the type of coral I'm going to keep, the maintenance, and just overall vibe. The old system is now going to be called Treasure Lagoon. So even the name itself is self-explanatory. This is more high energy Treasure Reef. The other one is going to be more laid back, relaxed Treasure Lagoon. With that said, let's actually take a look at the new system, and I'm curious what you say. This is Treasure Lagoon. You can actually see that it's called Lagoon because I made this pretty awesome new visors for my hydras, and now these ones are actually wraparound, so you can block the light from all the angles, and now I can also customize it with some pretty cool new wording and graphics, and I'll talk more about this in the next video. But let's actually move on to the actual aquarium. So you can see that there's hardly any hard coral in sight. Everything is currently LPS, maybe some softies, and there's lots of Euphilia. There's also some torches. Finally, I have some new torches. I've only kept one torch. Everything else died on me. So this green one is the one that I have had with me for a while. Everybody else died, but I have picked up a couple of new torches, which you can see right over here. I picked them up from Demo at Reef Paradise, and I think they look pretty awesome. Right now you've got a little bit more of a whiter color scheme going, so obviously they don't pop as much as they do under blue light. And yet I really like to observe the aquarium both in the 10K spectrum as well as a 20K spectrum. Now, if we look back on the overall aquascape, you can see that I've kind of brought everything a little bit closer together to form one kind of uniform structure. So although everything here can be removed, I can actually, there's at least 6 different islands that I can yank out, and I can move things around. It looks or appears to be one big rock, and yet there's many nooks and crannies. There's fish, you can see they're coming in and out, so look at this. And overall I really dig the new aquascape. I've put this beautiful anemone off to the side, so the rock itself is there, and you can also see some new coral here. So I have some pulsing xenia, I have some Duncan, I have put a little bit of hard coral in the back here just to fill it in, but I think they will be gone fairly soon as I can get my hands on more torches or leathers. So if you are in the area in Toronto, please let me know, and maybe we can do a little bit of a trade, but I would like to add a little bit more LPS and moving corals here. So right now I've turned off the water flow, so things are not moving, but it looks stunning when the flow is at its strongest. Everything is moving around, and the colors are just popping. So lots of mushrooms, lots of softies, some favias. We've got more, some gonies, and I think this will be the style of this aquarium. So I'm going to be keeping a lot more of that moving type of coral. One of the rationale for doing all of this for me has been the ease of maintenance. I already have one high energy flow system in my household, and I don't want to have two of those. This is too hard to keep. So this one has always had high phosphates. And by the way, if you go to aquaticlog.com and search for treasure reef or treasure, you will find all of my aquariums there, and you will see that my phosphates have always been very, very high in here. I think that's because it's a very established system. It's 4 years old, and my sand is, you know, pretty dirty. I do stir it up once in a while, but it's just my phosphates are not coming down, and I don't use anything to control phosphates. So instead of battling with phosphates, I'm going to just bring more coral here that love those higher phosphate levels. And these are these Euphilia and other LPS coral. And you can see that actually everything is super vibrant. Everything is super healthy. My frog spawns grow like crazy. And you can actually see a lot of this stuff on treasurecorals.com. So if you go there, and especially if you're in the GTA area, just you can actually experience some of these corals in your own house. Now, the fish, I haven't really done much yet. So it's the same combination of tanks. I care about each and every one of them deeply. And I think I don't plan to make any changes here, but I'm wondering whether I could introduce someone here now that there is no SPS coral that I care about in this aquarium. Is there some fish that you wouldn't bring in because they would go after SPS? Or am I missing the mark and I should just kind of keep it as is? Let me know. I'm really curious because I am definitely tempted to change it up a little bit when it comes to the actual fish selection. So we've got our clowns, we've got this beautiful powder blue tang, which is, as you all know, is one of my favorite fish in the whole world. And I've nurtured this guy from basically almost dying to pretty good looking specimen. I've got this Nassau tang, is probably one of my favorite fish ever. Amazing personality, he's huge. At some point, maybe I need to get a much bigger tank, which again, not is happening in 2023. And yellow tang, like all these fish have been with me for a very long time. This beautiful dory, the sailfin, everybody's healthy. And oh, this tamini, for example, is still, you don't see a lot of them. Not a lot of people for some reason like them, but probably still one of my favorite fish in this aquarium as well. In terms of coral, you've got favia, you've got forest fire mushroom, you've got all different types of hammers and Euphilia, you've got LPS, and you also have some nice soft corals. So this Neptia here is pineapple Neptia, I think, is something I've only recently fragged. So I think I have only 1 or 2 frags of this left, but it is beautiful coral. So in terms of the actual maintenance, I plan to do very little on it, just water changes, calc-water supplementation. Let's take a quick look underneath the hood and see what's happening here. So you can see I don't have that much of a change. So I have my calc-water reactor, I've got my skimmer, I've got a little bit of a filter floss here. So I actually make these filter floss holders also on treasurecorals.com, and I try not to do too much here. So very straightforward setup, and I intended to keep it this way, although I have some ideas about this chamber here. So in the next few videos I'll talk more about it. So here we are, the new Treasure Lagoon right over here. I really like how it turned out, and I am excited about this tank. I'm excited about 2023. I think it's going to be a fun year of experiments, and this tank hopefully is not going anywhere anytime soon. Gotta love this 5-footer. We're starting 2023 with 2 new systems. A high energy Treasure Reef as well as more laid back Treasure Lagoon. I think we will learn a lot by comparing the 2 systems, and I'm gonna run a few experiments. If you have some ideas of things to try, please write them in the comments below. Also tell me what you think of my plan. Am I missing something? Maybe there's a few things I can do to make it even more interesting or more in line with the 2 styles. I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed already. If not, please subscribe and like this video. And I wish you all happy 2023.